Hello, hello. Hope everyone is having a great start to the day. I want to drop in live real quick and talk a little bit about this book. I've had a lot of people reach out to me just today. I think I've had about a dozen people wanting to purchase the book. And I've had a lot of people asking me a lot of thought provoking questions, and I'm engaging with many people right now. And my heart felt compelled to have me post a video so I can explain really why this book was written, and I can explain why you should purchase the book and how you can really not just help yourself but help others. So I never thought I was going to be a speaker. I never thought I was going to be a writer until I started speaking, until I started writing. Like I just didn't know until I started. I had no idea that I was going to actually write a book. If I go back 10 years ago, that was not on my list of goals. I didn't really think about ever writing a book. Heck, back then I barely read books. Well, there's been some series. There's been actually seasons, we'll say, of darkness in my life. There's been seasons of prosperity. There's been seasons of loss. There's been seasons of lessons. And I take a look at my life over the last handful of years and kind of where I've been and what I've gone through and how I was able to get out of it. I felt that this story needs to be told, not for me, but for you. So the things that I went through, I know a lot of other people are going through and have went through and are going to go through. And so how can I share some things with people to help them? So the first thing I want to share with you, and I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the principles in this book and kind of what this is really about. This is a quick read. It's an easy read. You can knock it out in one sitting. By design, it's not long. It's a short book. It's an easy read. And really, the title of this book, don't get me wrong, I'm working on not even using this word. I'm trying to eliminate this word out of my vocabulary. But I chose this word because I wanted it to grab your attention. I want it to sting. You're the effing problem. It's only you. It's always been you. And we have to make a decision to get out of our own way. And so this book is really a guide to getting out of your own way. Because I was in my own way. It was me. I was in my own way the entire time. So I'm going to start off with this live by saying this. I don't care who you are, where you are. You are special. You are special. You are unique. You are loved. You are worthy. You have gifts. You have talents. You were put on this earth on purpose with a purpose. Let's get that out of the way. A lot of times we feel that we're unworthy. Sometimes we feel like we're all alone. Sometimes we feel like we don't have a purpose. And what are we even doing here? I know there was a time in my life where I just didn't like myself. At some level, I hated myself. I didn't feel that I was worthy. I didn't feel like I had gifts and talents. So I'm here to tell you right now, you do. You are absolutely exceptional. You are a child of God. You are on this earth and you are a blessing, and you need to understand that. So I want to talk about how it is important for us to identify our gifts and our talents. And if we can identify what we're really great at, we can do a couple of things. One, we can monetize on those things. We can make money. And is making money a bad thing? No, it's not. If you can make a bunch of money, you can do a lot of great things to contribute into your family, into your communities, to your employees, with your friends. There's a lot of really great things you can do when you create some income. You can tithe more in your church. There's just so many great things that come from it. But the second piece to finding out what your gifts and your talents are, not only can you monetize them, but you can have a fulfilled vocation. I don't know about you. You may have maybe working somewhere right now where you don't feel fulfilled. You might be in a place right now where you feel like you have a job and not a career. I was there, and that's okay. But when you can find out what your true purpose is, and you can isolate and identify what you're really great at, and you can find a way to monetize and build a career out of it, you are winning, my friends. You are winning. You will never work another day in your life. People look at me and think I'm crazy. Adam, how do you run these companies? How do you do all this? Why do you work so hard? And the answer to that is I don't work at all. I don't work because I love what I do. and I'm living in my purpose. So I want to help you with that. I want to help you identify what that purpose is. I want to help you find and expose the things that you're absolutely amazing at. And let's double down on those things and let's make some money and change some lives. The second piece to this book is I want to share with you is you are not your past. You are not your parents. You are not the person that you used to be years ago that you're ashamed of still to this day. I used to hold resentment and a grudge at some level on myself, on the way I used to act, the way I used to be, the things I used to do. I hated the person. I don't hate that person today because I forgave that person. I forgave myself for who I used to be. I look back at things that I did 15, 20 years ago, and I used to really be down in the dumps about it. I used to beat myself up. I used to really, really have a difficult time with the things of my past. But let me tell you something. There's two things that I know to be fact is to grow to the next level, you have to forgive others. And more importantly, you have to forgive yourself. So no matter who you are, where you are, what you did yesterday, it has no merit on today. You have to understand that we all make mistakes. We've all done things that we're not proud of. You have to let it go and you have to forgive yourself. For those that have wronged you in your past, you need to love on them, pray for them, and forgive them. You cannot grow to the next level until you do that. I had a guy that I started a software company. It's in this book, by the way. I started a software company back in 2017. I invested in this deal. I believed in the people that I invested with, and I got robbed. I had a guy single-handedly hijack our company and run it into the ground. Because I wasn't the majority owner of this company, I really didn't have any say, and this dude stole about 6 figures from us. A company that I felt today, I would still have this company if things were different because it was a great product. It was a product that could help a lot of people, but we went bankrupt. And I lost a lot of money. And I will tell you that I resented this person. In the moment, I could use the word hate because I don't have hate in my body now. I don't have hate in my heart, but I used to. I used to carry things around. And I'll tell you that I had a very difficult time with this individual, and it took me forever to forgive this individual. But the day I did, my life went to the next level. So you'll find a chapter in this book about you are not your past, and you have to learn to forgive yourself, and you have to learn to forgive others if you truly want to grow to the next level. In this book, I talk about the importance of your inner circle and your tribe of mentors. The chapter is called Tribe of Mentors. How you are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. You know, I've got a lot of really great mentors in my life. You know, I've got guys like Chris Saraceno. I've got guys like Craig Schmitz. I've got people like Glenn Lundy. I've got incredible people in my life that are doing incredible things that I have the ability and the resources to raise my hand and reach out to those people, and they can love on me, pray for me, help me get to that next level. So when I talk about in this book, Your Tribe of Mentors, it is critical that you align yourself with people doing the things that you want to do. You need to strive to be the least talented person at the table that you're sitting at. And if you can adopt that mindset, you will continue to scale and grow within your vocation, but more importantly, you will grow in your personal life. I talk about in this book about embracing the hate. How can we embrace those that throw hate our way? I will tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, you will never, ever, ever find anyone hating on you and talking crazy smack about you who is doing more than you. Let me say it louder for those in the back. You will never have anyone hating on you that's doing more than you. Those that are hating are typically those that are jealous and they're envious. It's part of the process, and I challenge you because you struggle with it. I'm not talking to you directly, but I'm speaking in broad terms because there's somebody that's going to watch this live or on the replay that is struggling with this right now, and you have hate towards people or you're receiving hate. Right now, you've got a hater. And let me tell you something. If you don't have them, you're not doing enough. Okay? You've heard the saying, the loudest boos come from the cheapest seats. Well, guess what? You're on the field playing, they're in the stands watching. Continue to keep doing what you're doing, love on your competition, love on your haters, and wish them well, because the hate will come. And some of the hate will come in the form of family. You're going to have family members and you're going to have friends who you think are your friends that are secretly waiting on the sidelines, and they're clapping when you fall on your face. They're rooting you on to your face, and you think they love you, but they're secretly waiting for you to fall on your face. And that is okay. That is okay, because you have to understand that it's all part of the process, okay? And then I want to get into talking about how I've got a chapter in this book called Lost in the Desert. I had to get lost so I could find myself. Let me share a story with you. You know, in 2017, I had made a decision to leave a career that I did love. I worked for two gentlemen by the name of Bill Hagley and Craig Schmitz that I love and adore at the highest level. Without these two gentlemen, I would not be who I am today, and I sure as heck wouldn't be where I am today. By the grace of God, I worked for these two incredible humans that loved me, mentored me, and served me. It got to a place in 2017 where I was really struggling in my marriage. I was struggling and I really wanted to make it work. And I'll never forget what tempted me outside of me having a vision and a dream to do something bigger than I was this was a Tuesday night, and my firstborn, Anna Lee, helped me make this decision. I was supposed to take her to the park, and it was a Tuesday night. I was the finance manager closing my store. And right before we closed at 6 o'clock, a customer showed up and wanted to drive a car and then buy a car. And so I had to stay 2 hours past close. I got home, and my daughter, Anna Lee, didn't really want to talk to me. She was crying in her top bunk, arms crossed. I got up there, laid next to her. She was just mad at me. She compared me to another daddy in the subdivision who was home more and was able to spend more time with their kids than I was able to. And so Anna wanted her daddy, and I was giving her nothing but excuses. Tears in my eyes. It's hard for me to tell the story without crying, to be honest. Tears in my eyes. I call up Craig and say, hey, dude, this is the beginning of the end. I need to start thinking about my exit strategy. I don't know when, but I know it's going to happen. It's not if, it is when. And Craig blessed me. He poured into me and said, I'm with you. I agree with you. I think it's right. And we agreed. So that was the first piece to me leaving my dealership that I was at for 17 years. I made a ton of money. I had a pretty good schedule. I loved the people that I worked with. And more importantly, I loved my customers. I still send all my referrals there. I do business there. That's my store. But I made the bold decision to jump off the deep end. I went from making a big salary to $0. I jumped right off of the deep end, destination unknown. It was scary. I was frightened, but I knew I wanted to spend more time with my family. And I was in a failing marriage at this point, and I wanted to save it. I wanted to do everything I could to save it. And that has to do with my chapter, Being Lost in the Desert. Now, let me give you the second half of this story. 2019, in February, I'm sorry, no, it was in February of 2019. I get a call from my mother who lives a mile away. She says, hey, Adam, I need you over here quickly. Something happened to Dan. I called 911. I get over to the house immediately. It was the last time I ever spoke to Dan. Dan had a stroke and then ended up having a massive stroke that took his life 2 days later. So my mom had her soulmate taken from her like that. So, and then April 1st, I had just started my company, Ascent Dealer Services, with my best friend and business partner, Steve Oldenburger. Steve Oldenburger was literally one of the closest people to me. We built this company together. We founded this company on an airplane coming home from San Francisco on a napkin. Okay. He took his own life on April Fool's Day, completely blindsided me, shocked me, and totally that crushed my soul. Fast forward another 5 weeks, 6 weeks, grandfather passed away, who was the patriarch of the family. Fast forward 3 weeks after that, filed for divorce. I am now living in a spare bedroom with my mother, who just lost her soulmate. She's grieving. I'm grieving. My life is a mess. And this story's almost over. I'm going to get to the point. I was doing all of the things that I shouldn't do. I was the reason I didn't have the things that I truly felt I deserved. I self-destructed. I was running with the wrong crew. I was partying. I was doing all of the things keeping me from the things God had in store. I'll never forget, and this is where this book came from. This book came from a conversation that I had with myself while I was brushing my teeth. I was looking in the mirror, so mad at myself. I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was so tired of my own stuff. I was so tired. I looked myself in the mirror. I told myself to F off. That's what I told myself, to F off. I said, you're the freaking problem. And so I made the decision. I got down on my knees, begged God for forgiveness and for his help. I started connecting with people that were elevating me and not pushing me farther back. And little by little, my life changed. I remember going out to Sedona, getting lost in the desert so I could find myself. I remember getting more deep into meditation, being more spiritual, being more open-minded, being more willing to really find out what I'm supposed to be doing in this world. And then little by little, my life started going like this. And that's why I wrote this book. I wrote this book because I was the reason I didn't have the things that I wanted. And I believe that you're the reason you don't have the things that you want. And so this title may sting a little, and it may think that I'm screaming at you, telling you you're the problem, but the reality is you are the problem. I was the problem. You're the problem. Anything that we want and desire in this world, we can actually have it. Okay, now I can't be a surgeon. I can't be a surgeon right now. Okay? I don't have a degree. But if I desire to be a surgeon, I can go to school and I can get that degree and I can become a surgeon. Now, for me, it's not what I want. But I'll tell you this, anything and everything that you desire, you can absolutely have. You have to make the decision on what it is that you truly want, and you have to work harder than anyone and everyone around you. Because if you want it, you can absolutely have it. You just have to make the decision. And so this book was written to help people who are lost, to help people that are sad, to help people that are depressed, to help people that are struggling financially, to help people that are struggling with their spirituality, to help people that are stuck in their vocation. I wrote this book for you. And by the grace of God, I'm having some really cool success. I'm speaking all over. I'm speaking internationally. I've got internationally deal. I'm working all over the world now. And I don't know if I don't feel I deserve it, to be honest. It's humbling, but you know what I'm doing? I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and it's helping people get to the next level in their life. So I'm going to end this live. This was a longer live video than I anticipated, but I wanted to share this with you because I get a lot of people in my inbox asking me questions, wanting to know more. So I want to share. I want to share, and I want to share with you that you can have anything in this world that you truly desire. Your past is your past. It may have gotten you to where you are right now, but it really doesn't have any bearing on where you can go. And it's okay to part ways with some of your friends. It's okay to do an audit of your circle. It's okay to love people from a distance. Okay? It's imperative that you have haters. You have to not get upset about it. You have to embrace the fact that it's going to happen. You have to make some decisions in your life that are going to help you and not kick you back even further. So I'm going to end on this note. I love you. You were put on this earth with purpose, on purpose. God hardwired you with incredible gifts and talents. Just because you don't see them, it doesn't mean that they're not there. Take a look at a FedEx. Next time you see a FedEx truck, when you see a FedEx truck, look at the sign. There's an arrow hidden in the words. It's very hard to see unless you know it's there. It's kind of like your gifts and talents. Just because you don't see them, it doesn't mean that they're not there. And sometimes you need somebody else to point it out to you. All right. So if you're struggling right now and you need some help, reach out to me. I'm here to help you. If you need loved on, prayed for, reach out to me. That's what I do. You have everything that it takes to go to that next level. You have to be willing to make a decision to do something about your circumstances. And I'm going to end on that note. I love you. I love you. I appreciate those who have supported me on this journey. I appreciate the businesses that have reached out to me to come in and speak to your organizations. I appreciate my coaching clients that I work one-on-one with, that I help mentor you and hold you accountable so you can get to that next level that you deserve to be in. I appreciate my dealer partners, my dealer clients, my people in my industry that have supported me in abundance. I love you guys. And I'm just getting started. Better days await, my friends. Tomorrow is not here yet. So I don't want to think too much about it. But I will tell you that yesterday's not here anymore, and it's not coming back. What we have is the moment that we're in. Embrace it. I love you guys.